Let's verify here. So, testing. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Braemar Arena, Edina, Minnesota. Season 8. Game 8. Night 8. Okay. So I sound pretty good coming back in here. Audio check. 1, 2. Oh man, that sounds clean. Okay. So, all right, Jay, that's it, huh? This is Ray, Amanda, Jay. All right, so I am in channel 2, and Jay.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
A little louder. Get that right up against the lips. There you go.
How's that? Can you hear me?
Oh, beauty.
Okay.
Beauty. Now, what do they say in Toronto? They are in Toronto, right? Or are they in Boston or Toronto?
I thought I was in Austin.
Okay. I sometimes the people are in Toronto.
They're definitely somewhere on this planet.
Jim.
Carrots.
They say loud and clear. You guys are
Loud and clear. We are golden. All right. We got a couple minutes till puck drop. Testing. That sounds good. So, standings. So, team, they play 9 games and only 4 move on. There's 6 teams. The semis are the next 11. So, we've got only 4 of these teams are going to advance. Now, the one little wrinkle to that is if there's a big name NHL guy that wants to skate next week, his team got bumped. They probably just slide him there on another round. So, it's kind of bunched. So, Minnesota's Nick Olson.
Yep.
Anderson Group is at Andy Anderson. His dad's the big benefactor at the same time.
Yep.
So what's our first game here?
Anderson against Tria.
So here the names are blown up. Anderson Tria.
Yeah, for sure.
Copy. Those things are pretty small, the ones I sent you via email.
Do we need to pull up stats, YouTube, and all that, or play Hockey DB?
charity auction is available now until the end of the season. New giveaways will be added each week. Our first game will feature the Anderson Group versus Trio. The Anderson Group is a holding company that specializes in acquiring businesses in the construction industry. They aim to acquire synergistic companies with strong leadership, solid reputations, and high potential for growth, staying true to their motto, building on your good name. They're going to be taking on our friends at Tria, proud to provide world-class orthopedic and sports medicine care for the athletes in the Beauty League. Whether you're a professional athlete or weekend warrior, you'll get the same expert orthopedic care when you're treated by Tria. Schedule online today at tria.com.
I'd love to do it. That's really interesting. It's just I haven't had a chance.
A reminder, in the Beauty League, we play 2 halves of 23 minutes each. We're playing 4-on-4 hockey, and OT is a relay race if we get to it.
I probably won't say much.
There are illuminated lights behind each bench. It's called Shootout. They're sponsored by Bertatello's Pizza. It's a 2-minute window that goals count as double. Each team is awarded one as a hot puck opportunity per game. Or again, scores are double.
This one's tough.
3 minutes is 3 minute. All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Braemar Arena. It is Season 8, Night 8, Game 1, first of 3 here for the Beauty League. This is John Conley for FloHockey, bringing you all the action. You can catch a triple header, 3+ hours of hockey. Don't go anywhere. You're going to enjoy every minute of it. This is a dreaded matchup. It's gunmetal gray over to my right, Anderson Group. It's going to look black on your screen. And they do face the black Tria. The saving grace being the yellow pant shells. We can pick out that mustard-colored pant shell, and that's how the players are going to be able to tell who is on which team. We are one more game away from cutting down to a field of 4 for next week's semifinal action. John Scott Cup playoffs. The John Scott Cup being played for a week from Wednesday, the most prestigious trophy in all of summer hockey. So these teams coming down into crunch time here, and today's game has some big playoff implications. Want to introduce my partner in the booth. Got a color commentator here. He's come all the way from Chaska, Minnesota, Victoria, Minnesota. This is Jay Moore. Jay, it's good to have you. So let's go through this. We've got 6 teams in the league. Anderson with a critical win last Wednesday night, running their record to 2-4-1. They've earned 5 points out of a possible 14. Tria 3-4. They have 6 points out of a possible 14. The loser of this game will be in a must-win situation on Wednesday night to make the playoffs, and they might need some help from there. Let's take a quick run through the playoffs. In goal for Anderson, his Beauty League debut, Adam Guyan. More on him. On defense, Mike Riley, Seamus Donahue, Justin Hall, Nick Perbix, Matt Register. And up front, Odin Tufto, Joey Miller, Henry Bolby, Tyler Haskins, Jack Becker, and Brock Nelson. Now for Tria in goal, Jake Seibel. I don't remember seeing him yet this year. Possible he was here last year for maybe one game, but Seibel thrown to the Wolves. It's a very goalie-unfriendly league at times. Jake Seibel gets the start between the pipes for Tria. On defense, Mitch Reinke, Demetrius Komanzis, Ryan Chesley, James Maroney, and Nate Schmidt. And up front, Danny Christo, Nick Swaney, Stephen Fogarty, Alex Coop Miners, and Vinny Lettieri. Big game for Vinny Lettieri for those longtime DBL followers. He's usually good for 3 to 5 goals per game. I think they had him under had him under a tight leash last week. He was held to none, but spotted in the crowd. Granddad Lou Nanny in the house. Here to see Vinny Lettieri in close-up person. Newly signed to the Minnesota Wild organization. You can count on him bringing it today. So, Jay, we've got 2 23-minute halves, and we're going to start out with a national anthem here. We'll get the puck drop, and then we'll get you to chime in on the game action that we're seeing. So any of these players jump out at you, who are you excited to see today?
Well, I'm just watching in warm-ups. Brock Nelson, he's got just a shot like you can't believe, and he's just sniping. But I was also watching Lettieri. Interesting to see what he does tonight. He's
been a summer superstar this year and last, and he's really fun to watch. He wears number 95 for the black sweaters with yellow pants. So hope you can follow this watching at home. I'll do my best to let you know who's on which team because they're both wearing dark. Pause for the national anthem. So, Jay, you mentioned Brock Nelson, Vinny Lettieri. I'm really looking forward to seeing goaltender Adam Guyan. He's a name nobody in the North American hockey world was very familiar with a year ago. Started his season in Green Bay in the USHL, and they didn't have room for him. He wound up in Chippewa, played in the World Junior where he made waves and winds up being an early draft pick in the NHL draft.
Yeah, Chicago picked him up with their first goalie selection in the draft, so
well,
he's got talent.
That's going to be impressive to see him as he makes his DBL debut. Oh, Lettieri over to Fogarty, going for the finish, and he kind of ran out of room, but he maintains possession, and there's a shot from Lettieri on the pass. Save made. Nelson the other way. Zone entry, top of the circle. Tries a little saucer pass that doesn't get through. That gets knocked down. It comes out to Fogarty, who plays Schmidt. Schmidt back to Fogarty. Tries to squeeze it over to Lettieri, but it's intercepted by Mike Riley. Zone entry, Nelson. Over to his backhand. Makes the pass. Riley just wide of the mark. This one rings out to the neutral zone where it's settled down by Justin Hall. Good pace right off the jump, Jay. They haven't even started the clock. It still says 23 on the board, and we've already had a couple scoring chances on each end.
Guyan was tested early, but he stood right in his crease and kept it out of there.
It's so fun to see the goaltenders contending with all this pressure. Some of them are patient. Some of them sell the farm, flopping around all over, and interesting to see the different styles just within the Beauty League lineup of goaltenders. Out comes the Anderson group. Stretch pass. Bowlby picks it up around neutral zone and gains the attacking third. Cuts into the half wall and backhand pass out to neutral. Relieves pressure. They'll have to regroup. Back to Bowlby. A little too far for him, and that allows the steal. Bank pass up to Coop Miners is taken away by Register. So Komantzis and Coop Miners out together. That'll be a mouthful and keep us on our toes here in the booth. Bowlby.
Easy.
Yeah, so you saw that one developing, and just a little turnover, and the defenseman caught out of position, and easy 2-on-0, leaving Jake Seibel out to dry. Goaltender, no chance on that one. Anderson group with a 1-0 lead, and in a game where they enter bottom of the table, 6 out of 6 teams, they can actually move up and be as high as 4th by the end of the night with a win here today. Ryan Chesley, backhand looking for Lettieri in the slot. Instead, he rolls it over into the corner. Sweeney on the blue line. He gets the puck settled over to Komantzis. Centering pass. Sweeney bounces off of his stick, and now we're headed the other way. Bowlby.
Bowlby's in again.
Working against Chesley. Bowlby.
Bowlby, 2 in the legs.
Little stop there and a nice save by Jake Seibel. Sweeney the other way. Rink wide. Lettieri working against Justin Hall. It's interesting. It's been fun for me to watch the defense, those big contract NHL guys. We're going to see Brady Shea later, Justin Hall last year, Keandre Miller, and so on and so on and so on. What's been interesting about Hall, and here's maybe the exception, he has not played that aggressive. He's that stay-at-home, steady guy, and he's very, oh, look at that play. Gets into the passing lane, breaks it up, and now he'll make a quick pass off to find the open man. He plays in DBL the same way he plays in the NHL. Tufto, he's got Hall, Miller trailing. Over to Hall, goes 5-hole. A nice save by Jake Seibel. So they finally started the clock. We're almost 3 minutes in, 1-0, the early score. Anderson group on top, Joey Miller. And Tufto hammers this one home. 2-0 the score.
Yeah, Joey Miller had a great cross pass over there. Tufto put it home.
That's a nice goal. Nice goal for Tufto. And, you know, one thing both of those players are known for is being very small forwards. You can get lost in the forest here with the size of some of these defensemen in DBL action. So nice to see Tufto and Miller hooking up. They now lead 2-0. This is Reinke. He takes a shot. Glove save, Jake Seibel. Tufto for Miller. No secondary assist. Play continues. Fogarty gets to register, but has to cut over onto the sidewall. He's got Reinke open. Easy pass. Reinke down to the dot. Pushes it down behind the goal line. Into the slot area, and it's an intercept. This is a steal for Nelson.
Nelson's in.
Brock Nelson Tried to shoot a little early before the goaltender could get set, but a nice save by Seibel. This is Christo. Riley with the steal, finds Nelson. Ticks it over to Tufto. Back to Nelson. Glove save by Seibel. Jay, from what we watch here in DVL, I'd like to make the case that the NHL just play 4-on-4 all the time. The game is just full throttle, wide open, no muck, no neutral zone clogging.
Each team's had about 6 or 7 shots already. The goalies have already been tested pretty heavily. I agree with you. It's great.
What I think is interesting, I've had this conversation.
Yeah, Nelson's in again.
He's waiting for help, though. It's late in the shift. He's waiting for Jack Becker and takes the shot. Nice save made by Seibel. We see teams that'll show up here, and they might have, in the case of Anderson, 6 forwards, 5D, 11 skaters. Tria, 5-5, 10 skaters. I thought, those guys with the big guaranteed contracts in the NHL, they don't want to work too terribly hard. Actually found out it's the opposite. They want to come and have no more than 8 skaters. They're trying to make sure they're in game-ready condition when they report to camp, and they don't want to sit around and watch on the bench. So they're looking to get out as much as possible, and it takes a toll. Bolby down low, and a nice save made by Seibel. So it'll be interesting to see for those teams later tonight that have a shorter bench, are they going to be a little bit slower in that second half? This is Chesley, can't get it over to Coop Miners. It's tipped to Swaney, and now outside the zone, here comes Justin Hall. Becker, right side. Bolby and Hall. Played to Hall. Short pass down in the corner. Picked up by Reinke. Bounces away, and now on the turnover. Counterattack the other way. This is Alex Coop Miners. Hesitation move, swings wide, takes the backhand. Nice save by Guyon. Becker, Justin Hall. He's got Bolby as one option, goes back to Becker. Click and drag, lost the puck in the process, and trying to find a way outside the zone. They spring Lettieri on a semi-breakaway. Retreating, nice hustle back by Seamus Donahue. He cut off that angle, and good effort here from Donahue defensively, playing both ways in Beauty League action. Bolby gains the zone, plays right side. Joey Miller on the give back. Bolby, and a couple nice saves by Seibel. I'm really impressed with how Seibel got it settled down after that first 2 goals. Certainly had no chance on the first one, and he's made some nice saves. Should have his feet under him now.
Yeah, he's made about 5 or 6 saves in a row. I think he's getting settled down, as you mentioned.
Miller, top of the circle, puts on the brakes, trying to find an open man. He hits an overlapping Seamus Donahue. Back to Miller, saucer pass. He's got 3 yellow pants around him, and they predictably steal the puck away. This is Lettieri with Maroney. Lettieri shot, I think that tipped the outside of the post and makes a centering pass, and I believe that's Nate Schmidt that shot that one wide.
Yeah, Lettieri had a couple nice chances on that shift down the left-hand side. And Adam Guyon stood in there tough.
Lettieri to Comancis. Over to Schmidt. Back to Lettieri in the slot. Tufto poked the stick, and that one managed to clear the zone. Now it's Reinke dealing with that forechecking pressure from Joe Miller. This is Schmidt. He's got Lettieri, looks him off, skates it instead, and then he does play Lettieri. Stepping into the passing lane is Tufto. Tufto zone entry. He's got Miller as an option. Rebound. Played back. Miller to Tufto, and then a shot goes wide. Mike Riley on the right-hand side. Oh, register, busted, twig, and they're headed the other way. Chesley tries to chip it forward. It's knocked down by Miller. Saved a goal there. Oh, and there's a nice save by Guyon, and he moves. It's interesting. It's my first time seeing him play live. Some people might have seen him in the World Junior last year, but he moves very athletically, getting around, and kind of, I guess, average size for a goalie. He's not short. He's maybe 6'1", 6'2", but really seems to be nimble. To the blue line, this is Riley. Working against Christo, pokes it down into the corner, calls for it back, bounces over Riley's stick, and Chesley trying to get in to break it up. Christo, nice pass. Chesley calls for it. Zone entry. He's got Christo tracking toward the goal. And he picks it up on the bounce into the slot area. Good defensive play here from Anderson. Nelson Out to the neutral zone, gaining possession, working a little 2-on-1. Tough, though. So, Jay, we're 9 minutes in characteristic of DBL action. It's just nonstop. Unless the puck goes over the glass, there's almost 0 stoppages here.
Yeah, I can't believe it's only 2-0.
Nelson
has been playing well.
Nelson hits Perbix. Yeah, any save percentage over about 75. If you get into the 80s, that goalie's playing really well in DBL action. You can maybe have a half of a game where you stop it all, but eventually there's just too many juicy chances for the goalies to stop everything. So, Jay, it's your first time at the Beauty League this year, and let me tell you what to prepare for. If the game's close, the last 2 or 3 minutes of the game, if it's within 2 or 3 goals, they will stop the clock. So that's one thing. Oh, Nelson up under the bar. Making it look easy, didn't he?
Yeah, it got stuck. Absolute bar down shot. It was unbelievable.
It's funny.
Left shoulder.
Before the game, I said, who are you excited to see? He said, I've been watching Nelson. He's got this big shot. And then he scores there. What was that puck, about 4 mile an hour? Just like a little flip, a little pancake flip up into the top under the bar, right over the goalie's shoulder.
He knew exactly where he was going to put that one. He put it right in the top.
Brock Nelson making it look easy. Puck hits the netting. They're going to stop for a moment, roll back out, and that allows Tree to find a way outside the zone. It's going to be important for Tree to get a goal on the board here. Coming up on the midpoint of that opening half, they trail by 3. And as mentioned, loser of this game is going to be in a must-win situation on Wednesday night. Coop Miners down low, working behind that end line, fighting a battle, pokes the puck out. There's a shot, and Guyon makes a nice save. So, Jay, I mentioned they're going to stop the clock if the game's close at the end. The other thing to be prepared for, sponsored by Bernatello's, is Zahat Puck. The makers of Brewpub Latza Matza and Bellateria Pizzas sponsor this segment where each coach, you see the goal lamp on the bench, the coach can flip the switch, and for the next 2 minutes, goals, their team scores count double. So you're never too far out of it if you get hot when you flip on the hot puck lamp. And we'll keep an eye on the coaches.
Yeah, I can't wait to see. I think Ben Hankinson's in there as a substitute coach today.
Yeah.
Subbing for Ben Clymer. So we'll see if Benny can turn on the lamp and see if it'll help.
It's definitely something where he's already scheming. When do we go to that? We've seen teams use it in the first half to change the momentum. We've seen a lot of teams that just wait till the last 2 minutes of the game, hoping that it's kind of close, see if they can put the throttle down. It gets interesting if both teams have the lamp on at the same time. On the breakout, Tria, Swaney right-hand side. Instead, Schmidt goes over to his left. Zone entry here for Coop Miners. Puck bounces away. Joey Miller, he buys some time and finds Donahue, who rolls it over to Bowlby. Bowlby back to Donahue. Centering pass. That one's broken up. Nice play by Ryan Chesley, who gets in the way. And over to Miller. Justin Hall has it bounce off of his stick, and now he's in retreat, trying to make sure Swaney can't get behind him. Bowlby tries to hit Miller. Now it's Nate Schmidt with the recovery. Schmidt from the Winnipeg Jets sends this one outside the zone. That one's gathered up by Joey Miller. Donahue off the wall, plays it up left-hand side. Justin Hall, top of the circle, makes a centering pass. That one's broken up nicely by Komantzis. Schmidt, quick pass over to Lettieri. And he takes a shot. Guyon blockers that. Hits the backlash. Schmidt and Lettieri.
Finally.
That was it. So, Jay, what's interesting, Nate Schmidt, for those watching at home, guys like Schmidt that have that guaranteed NHL contract in the Beauty League right now, a lot of times they're wearing a white helmet, and you can see the helmet sticker. His is Bell. That's the sponsor of the helmet stickers for Winnipeg Jets. He got the puck twice, and both times he knew what he was doing with it. He was making a quick pass to Lettieri, and that's one of the things that I'm not surprised to see. Lettieri had trouble getting on track last week. He was bottled up. So a player at Schmidt's level, knowing where he is, he made the pass before the puck even came to him. It's a dart. Lettieri buries that second one, making it look easy, but it was really a beautiful setup from Nate Schmidt.
It sure was.
9 minutes to go in this opening half. Tree is now on the board. They defending in their own end. Register plays it down for Joey Miller. And a breakout the other way. Lettieri, right-hand side. He gains the red line, gains the blue line. Nice little saucer pass back to Lettieri. That one's broken up, and on the counterattack out at center ice, Nelson calls for it. He works against Maroney, and this time he fires it just wide, possibly saved by Seibel. Nice play here from Lettieri working against Riley, but Mike Riley, who I believe now switching to the Florida Panthers after the Boston Bruins, he's able to control that puck even though he was marked quite closely. Riley working the perimeter, calls for it back, and the pass doesn't connect. Regrouping back to the neutral zone is Matt Register. Played by Guyon instead. He wants an assist on this one. Tufto takes it from Nelson. Next pass over to Riley. He goes rink wide. Register down to Nelson. Working the. Oh, he tried that same
one.
Same little chippy.
Just off the bar. It was really close.
You know, if you got the goaltender. Oh, there's a tip. If you got the goaltender going down, he knows might be a little room up under the bar, and he's scored once already. And like you said, that one just ticked the crossbar. This is Schmidt the other way. He's got Christo trailing. Fogarty in the slot. Instead, he tries to play Chesley, and now it's Brock Nelson the other way. He's got a breakaway. Christo.
Ooh, tries the 5-hole.
Tried the 5-hole, and then he followed it up with another smack. Both saves made by Seibel. And, you know, it's interesting. I had this conversation once. I ran into Alex Tanguay. After his playing career, he was doing some television work. They sent him up to watch Beauty League. So it's before he went to coach the Iowa Wild. And you get a guy like, you know, Justin Hall or that last shift, Brock Nelson's over here. Nelson doesn't have to skate. Oh, he tried to go 5-0 again. Nelson doesn't have to skate as hard as maybe some of these college players to get as much productivity. And the reason is that reaction time. We saw an example with Schmidt's pass to Lettieri. These guys are able to process the game like NFL quarterback. Like they know what's happening, even though everything's kind of chaotic around them. They can process at such a high speed. So fun to watch a player like Nelson in a game like this. Bounces Chesley. Fogarty's in the slot and sprawling that leg. Guyon gets the right pad on it and headed the other way. Justin Hall calls for it, and a nice save made by Seibel. This one's knocked down in the neutral zone. Played by Bowlby. 2 passes later, and it's on to the stick of Becker. He's working against Chesley. Jack Becker can't get the pass through to Hall. 6 minutes to go in this opening half. 3-1 the score. Anderson still on top of Tria. Bowlby, backhand, centering pass. Donahue tries one more pass. A little careless there. Chesley was in position to clear it. Instead, he just put it right on the tape of the opponent. So, Jay, we're coming up on the end of the half here. You get used to the yellow pants yet instead of looking at the jersey to pick the team?
Yeah, it's tricky. There's no doubt. These teams look very similar except for the pants.
Yeah, it's a gunmetal gray, in case you're wondering. The team on your right, Bowlby with the puck. He's wearing a gunmetal gray jersey. I'm sure it looks black if you're watching on a tablet, maybe on a TV at home. And Tria is downright black, but, oh, that one rings off the post. But Tria's got those mustard color pants, and that makes it a little bit easier to figure out who is who. Coming right up the middle, this is Comances. He swings wide. And Miller can't get outside the zone. Second time's a charm. Donahue's going to be able to skate it outside into the neutral. Gains the red line, gains the blue line, goes rink wide. Picked up on the bounce by Reinke. Short pass, Miller. And they try to hit Miller for a little move behind the goal, stepping out to the goal line and stuffing it. But save made by Jake Seibel. I think this is the first face-off other than the goals, right?
We had one offsides earlier.
Did we?
This is the second stoppage by the referees. It's been pretty fast pace up and down.
We
A lot of
don't
shots.
We don't get many of them in Beauty League, and we had one week there were some different officials that seemed to be a little bit more prone to blowing a whistle and stopping it, but for the most part, not many stoppages. Lettieri tries to send a pass through, and what a great job breaking that up by Mike Riley. Bowlby with Miller. Pass does not get through. On the turnover, headed the other way. That is a pass from Swaney. He hits Schmidt. Back to Swaney. Swaney, beautiful stick handling. What maneuvering down low, but shot never coming, and now it's Riley the other way, one-on-one. He works up ice against Nate Schmidt and leaves it for Miller. He works wide against Swaney. Back to Register. Oh, nice move. He pulls it around Swaney. Register can't get around Komatsis. Regains possession. 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the opening half. Miller picked up by Riley. Out of the corner. Komatsis. Oh, it's a nice pass for Lettieri.
Vinny, he's all in alone. See what he does with this breakaway. Ooh, just wide right.
You know, the goaltender being in position really dictates what the shooter has to do. And Guyon in the right spot there. Lettieri shooting at corners and just missed wide. Hits the glass. Play continues. Down low, Lettieri. He's got Chesley. He's got Reinke stationary. They switch places. Lettieri calls for it. That one gets deflected, and now on the counterattack, this is Joey Miller the other way. Oh, Reinke wins the race, turns up ice. Lettieri runs into Tufto and sends a little safety valve pass over to Reinke. Chesley down low, looking for the rebound. Pass did not get through. It deflects over toward the corner. This is Christo. Short pass, Reinke. 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the half. Chesley. So, Jay, these games, oh, there's Christo. Nice save by Guyon. Jay, these games are a lot of fun, and the talent level on the ice is one thing. In the public address seat is another. Adam Abrams does the Wild. He does the Twins, and he's done about half the games this year. And tonight we've got Jim Carroll. A lot of people know him as the guy that's doing the names when the players skate out for the hockey hair video. But the reason I mention it, zone entry. Jay, I got Jim's advanced schedule. He said he's going to be public address Wednesday and Monday. Next Wednesday, he's wearing the stripes. He's got the John Scott Cup.
Jim Carroll is a jack of all trades.
He
used to be the PA announcer for the Minnesota Vikings. He's done the state high school hockey tournament for years. He's done the girls' state high school hockey tournament.
He was the Metro Player of the Year as a player. He was actually a player, college player, big career for Michigan Tech. He's done it all. So I always say he's the most interesting man in Minnesota hockey. Nelson shoots wide. Final minute in the first half. It's a low-scoring affair. Average total is about 14 goals in a DBL game. We've got 4 so far. 3-1 the score. Anderson on top.
It's certainly not with the lack of chances. These goalies are playing tremendous.
Perbix. Beauty League followers. This is Nick Perbix, by the way. We've got another Perbix, and I think they're cousins that plays on a different team some weeks. Coop Miner swings wide. 30 seconds to go. And puck bouncing around and is knocked down by Fogarty. He's got Komatsis. And instead he hits Schmidt. That shot goes wide. So Komatsis and Fogarty both played their high school hockey for Edina. Different times, a couple years apart, but here they are at their home high school rink. And, oh, there's Coop Miners that sends it in. That was right at the horn. About 2 seconds left when Alex Coop Miners picks up the loose change, makes it a 3-2 game. This game's taken quite a turn. Guyon's played very, very well, but so has Cybele. After a rough start being hung out to dry, it was 2-0, then 3-0. But right now, we got a great game as we enter the second half.
We do at 3-2. But you said the goalies are just playing really good. So it's a low-scoring affair, but there's lots of shots. I counted Vinny Lettieri at least 8 shots in the first half.
Wow.
Obviously, he has 1 goal, but he's shooting the puck. Interesting to see what he does at the Wild.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, that's a player that the Wild and Sammy Walker, another, you know, they've got guys in Iowa that are capable of coming up and helping out. I know they've got one of the top goaltender prospects in all of professional hockey, and that Iowa pipeline's really critical because I think the Wild are still with some lingering effects of some guaranteed contracts that they had to buy out a few years ago. So credit Bill Guerin and the rest of the front office for finding a way to really keep the team relevant. And it's going to be interesting to see because players like Lettieri could be a big part of that depth that's needed to get through an NHL season. All right, so you got any predictions for the second half here? Both these teams back against the wall. If you don't win this one, they're really going to have trouble making the playoffs. But that goes for both teams.
As you said, you know, these guys are getting ready to enter camp here in about 1 month. So I think the summer is going to start fizzling out here, and they're going to start stepping it up. So I think with 1 month to go, they're going to give a second half effort a little bit. We'll see a little bit more speed, I think, this half.
And these are deep benches for DBL action. Tria might only be at 9. I guess I don't see Marooney. He was on the roster. I printed out. And Anderson might be at 10 because I don't see Tyler Haskins. So maybe they're not as deep as I thought from the posted roster this afternoon. Teams have switched ends. This is Tria Schmidt up in the top corner, upper 90. What a dagger.
Game's tied just like that. Yeah, Schmidt, that was a good, nice break down the left, and he just put it right over the right shoulder.
So, Jay, we're tied. A big comeback here for Tria. Ben Hankinson did not have to flip the switch. He's got a little help there with Chris McAlpine now. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see the coaching strategy around this end game. But when people ask me, hey, what was it about the Beauty League that surprised or impressed you? And Schmidt's goal right there is exactly what it is for me. The big, 6'2 plus defenders that have guaranteed contracts in the NHL, the K-Andre Millers, the Brady Shays, the Justin Halls, and in that case, the Nate Schmitz. I believe, and I did not realize this, they're skilled enough to play forward in the NHL. They don't have the ability to do the dazzle and the dangles in an NHL speed game when they're playing them back. But they come out for Beauty League, and they can kind of open it up a little bit, try some things. And we see a player like Schmidt doing the same things that we'd see a player like Brock Nelson doing, and that was really an eye-opener for me as I got more familiar with the league. It's Mike Riley.
Schmidt can dangle. He's been impressive for sure tonight.
Riley hits Bowlby. He's got Miller right-hand side. Zone entry. And, the give back. And for the finish, what a save made. That is Jake Seibel. And, there's a pass to Lettieri, who picks it up behind him. Perfect. Oh, what a dart. Vinny Lettieri.
Can shoot the puck, can he? Bar down, top right corner.
So, Jay, tell me about that pickup. We got a right-hand shot. He kept going toward the net and grabbed the puck behind him. That created the necessary separation because I don't know, was it Herbig?
I think it was
Nelson? Sweeney. Somebody was right on him, but then all of a sudden they weren't because of how he picked that puck up.
Sweeney set him loose, I think, and he's got jets. And I'm excited. Like I said, I want to see this kid play.
Yeah, he had some NHL appearances with the New York Rangers and has done very well in the American Hockey League. And if you go off of his DBL production the last few years, there's a stretch pass, Odin Tufto, and a huge save by Seibel. So now, Tria's ahead.
Yeah.
4 straight goals. This is Lettieri, zone entry. Oh, what a move. That's Marooney. And Lettieri with the steal down low. He gets the puck settled. He's got Sweeney out top. And Sweeney up under the bar. Sweeney from Lettieri on the turnover. That's 5 straight. Wow.
Good shot by Sweeney. Good play by Lettieri. They saw each other. And Sweeney got open, and he put it right in the corner, top corner again.
and I hate to beat a dead horse, but I've said it all season long. The league can be goaltender unfriendly. Guyon was playing very well when he had a chance to see the puck and get ready. When the puck turns over in front, there's no time to get set, and then it's in the back of the net. Oh, there's a nice goal from Tufto. And that's Anderson that stops the bleeding, if you will. They're now down 4-5, and what was once a low-scoring affair, 3-1 at the half. What do we have? Do we have 5 goals this half? No, it's 3-2. They scored at the horn. It was 3-1, and with 2 or 3 seconds left, it was 3-2. And now we've had 4 more goals in the last 4 minutes. This baby's broken wide open. Nelson goes for the stuff. Seibel gets over just in time. He makes the save. And now it's Christo, headed up ice, zone entry, leaves it for Chesley. Chesley to Christo. Christo, he taps that in, and Tria now on top 6-4. That is, by my count, Jay, 6 goals in 5 minutes.
I think you're right. They're starting to turn on fire.
Oh my gosh, when they flip the lamp, when either one of these coaches flips the lamp, it could get real crazy, because it could go from 6-4 to 10-4 in 45 seconds with a couple goals. This is Reinke working against Nelson, trying to get it through to Comanci. Chesley calls for it. He's out high, gets a stick on it, loses his momentum, gains possession, gains the red line. Now he gains the attacking zone. Puck turns over, and it's played to Nelson. He comes up ice 2-on-1. He's got Justin Hall. Back checker is Chesley. Justin Hall finds the open man. Donahue denied. Huge save by Seibel. And now it's Christo circling behind his goal. He plays Chesley in front of the benches. Safety valve pass. This one's picked up on the bounce. Stretch pass all the way up ice. Coop Miners. He loses possession. It's poked up ahead. Nelson tips it to himself. That reach. Nate Schmidt. Coop Miners busting toward the goal. And Coop Miners down low, leaves it for Fogarty under the goaltender, and it's another goal for Tria. They make it 7-4. Wow.
Good play by Fogarty. He was standing right down the slot. The puck came loose, and he pounced on that opportunity. Kept it low, right under the goalie's arm.
So a recap for those watching. We have 16 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the second half. It was 3-1 in favor of Anderson Group with 2 or 3 seconds to go. Tria scores just before the horn, makes it 3-2. They've scored 5 of the last 6 goals. They now lead 7-4. Becker skates until he loses it, and now the puck turns over. It's a spot pass for Fogarty to run under. Picks it up down at the end wall. Leaves it for Coop Miners. Back to Fogarty. Oh, there's Marooney. Marooney didn't play first half, did he?
I don't believe so.
Okay, so I want to make sure I'm not seeing things. Marooney was on my roster, so maybe he just had a little trouble getting through traffic. Now we've got a fresh-legged James Marooney from University of St. Thomas, transferred from Ohio State. And Marooney, he should be able to make an impact with those fresh wheels. Snap pass picked up by Bowlby. Everybody's onside. Zone entry. Doing a good job protecting the puck. He hits register. And that's played to Riley, who shoots this one. Hits the glass, and it breaks out through the neutral. Back into his own end. Circles Bowlby. Back to register. Everybody's on sides. Oh, there's an empty netter. Bowlby takes that pass. What a good job. Anderson Group really needed that one to get back some momentum. That is Becker over to Bowlby, and he taps it into the wide open goal. Nothing Seibel could do as they passed it around him. It is now 7-5. Lettieri, zone entry. Oh, that shot rings the post. Bounces back to Lettieri, who finds Swaney. Deflects off of his stick. Picks it up, works the corner. Over to Chesley, and the puck turns over. Joey Miller goes back for it. He rings it. Bowlby picks it up, and he goes rink wide. Back to Miller, who's got Hall trailing. Perbix stays onside. He's the target in the slot area. Back to Hall. Back to Miller.
Good play there.
Miller from Hall and Perbix, and Hall and Miller and Perbix, and ping pong. Bing, bang, boom. That makes it 7-6 as Anderson has really done a good job. It was 7-4 moments ago, and 2 quick ones.
Scoring for Anderson to make it 7-6 from Harvard, number 8, Joey Miller.
Miller. We'll listen to Jim Carroll, get the right order here.
Nick Perbix, and number 22 on the second assist.
Yeah, Holland Perbix. And there's a goal. That one is Nick Swaney down low, and Tree answers back 8-6.
Another shot by Vinny Lettieri, and Swaney was right there to pounce on the rebound. He buried it right away.
Yeah, so Guyon makes the save, but there's just not as much defensive zone structure, not as much coverage with the 4-on-4. Like you said, pouncing on it. Easy one for Nick Swaney. And Swaney, one of the league's leading scorers. Lettieri, one of the league's leading scorers. No surprise there. Tria is kind of riding some of those big scores that they have. Tufto over to Nelson. Never takes the shot with the steals. Coop Miners hits Lettieri. Marooney headed toward the goal. Marooney with a deflection just wide of the mark.
Nelson's in.
5-hole. Vaseline puck through the 5-hole. That's a beauty for Brock Nelson. Jay,
He's so big. He just has speed. Like, it's unbelievable.
What I was just going to say that. What I'm most impressed with is the size he has. He was like a ballet dancer, turning and picking up the puck and working. Like he's the guy when those young coaches are militant about wanting little youth hockey players to all be great skaters. He's the kind of guy they're talking about. You know, if you're able to skate like that, you can get to your spots, then you can make the plays. Brock Nelson's skating is just so impressive. Not a little guy. Got to be at least, 6'3", 215. Sound about right?
Yeah.
I mean, in a sport where not many guys are really carrying much weight. Lettieri point blank denied. Huge save. Guyon.
Here.
And he's working against Christo. Good job breaking it up by Danny Christo. And it winds up back on Nelson's stick anyway, and it's through the goaltender. We are tied. A couple nice ones here for Brock Nelson. 5-hole, and that's a 6-hole, right? The arm? A 6-hole?
I don't know. Never heard that one, but
yeah,
possibly.
Some shooter was telling me that space between the arm. It might really be more the catching, but anyway, Brock Nelson nonetheless has tied the game. We've got 10.5 minutes to go. We're in the final half of the final quarter, if you will, and neither team has yet to flip the switch. Hot puck time a-coming. Nelson down low, working against Chesley.
I think he's looking for his third of the shift.
Yeah, we did see earlier this year a hat trick on one shift. Nelson working on it, like you said, and Register can't hold the zone. We expect Nelson to maybe drift over, find his way to the benches. At some point, you got to get tired, right? He picks it up on the bounce. Brock Nelson, short pass. Chesley can't keep it away from Nelson. Busted twig Becker. Nelson almost got the backhand payoff there. And Becker picks up his mess, heads off with his busted twig in hand. It's a little different with the pro hockey players, Jay. You know, as a youth hockey parent, you look out in the Pee Wee or Bantam game, see the busted twig, and you usually have somebody say, "Oh, there's $200." These guys are at a level where they're getting their stick. Somebody buys it for them.
No doubt. They all probably have about 30 or 40 sticks
What's interesting
in their garage for just summer participation.
And those guys in the minors, when they finish the season, they have a few left over, and they know they're going to get some more next year. Those usually wind up on what's that website? The Sideline Swap or whatever it's called. They usually sell it to make a little pocket change. All right, 8-8 is the score. We are knotted up. We got 9 minutes to go in a game. Fogarty hits Lettieri, click and drag. What a beautiful move. And did he score?
Oh, he went up over behind the net, but very close.
I thought it hit the goaltender's shoulder and got in behind Guyon, but it just stayed out. So props for even trying to move like that. This is Miller. Everybody's on side, and the give back. Henry Bowlby denied it. Saved by Seibel, and it's Tria headed the other way. A little too far for Lettieri. Schmidt drops it for Lettieri. He tries to make a pass real quick, but can't get it away from Bowlby. Somehow winds up on the stick of Fogarty, and then played over. Little flyby for Swaney. Into Lettieri.
Nice.
Oh, back to Lettieri. What a pass from Fogarty. Unfortunately, Lettieri couldn't quite get that one through.
Really nice give and go, but when he had it right on the doorstep, just couldn't bury it.
Bouncing puck. This one's picked up by Perbix. Zone entry, Miller. Bowlby trailing. Miller back to Perbix. What a nice play from goaltender Seibel to deflect that one. I have noticed the goaltenders can really do themselves a favor if they deflect some of those passes. This is the league known for that extra pass down low below the dots. And if they get in the proximity of the goal, goaltenders that can deflect it can usually break up the play. Stretch pass all the way up. Fogarty, he's in a foot race working against Donahue. It's Guyon that gets there first. Right-hand side, Justin Hall patiently finds the stretch pass, and Tufto, the target, looking for the pass from Bowlby. Glove saved by Seibel, and quickly up ice the other way. This is Joey Maroney working against Justin Hall, or James Maroney. James Maroney, goaltender down, backhand, nice save by Guyon. So we've had a bit of a lull after that rush. It seems like if we go 2 minutes without a goal, it's really slowed down. It's been a while since Nelson scored. 8-8, 6.5 minutes to go. Reinke, right-hand side, Christo. On the give back, Reinke. Broken up by Becker. Donahue knotted up with Christo. Bouncing puck. Justin Hall, headmans. Oh, what a nice pass to Tufto. He got it past Reinke. Had to shoot quickly, however, as Coop Miners recognized coming off the bench. Got over just in time to rush the shot. 6 minutes to go in regulation. Komatsis.
Wow, was that a nice play there?
Demetrius Komatsis, dipsy dangle, found the angle, hammered that one home, and what a beautiful goal. Former Edina Hornet, played his college hockey at Arizona State University, and now a professional hockey player getting in shape for the upcoming season here in the Beauty League. That gives Tria another lead. They've regained the lead. Coop Miners, left-hand side, 5.5 minutes to go, and played over to Christo.
Goal scorer for Tria, number 16, Demetrius Komatsis. Assist to number 19, Danny Christo. Goal scorer 16, assist 19.
16 from 19. Christo with the assist on the Komatsis goal. Nice save made by Seibel. Up comes, the hot puck. Oh, Ben's got his. So what we just saw here with the save, Anderson has flipped the switch. Coach Ben Hankinson has flipped the switch. Any goals for Anderson in the next 2 minutes will count double. Instead, it's Lettieri. Lettieri get that one?
I'm not sure. I was looking at the red light and Ben Hankinson cheering in his own coach's box.
I didn't see how that one slipped through, but I think it was Lettieri. Might have been Chesley, but I think Lettieri, last one to touch it. That makes it a... No, that's only a single goal. It's 10-8. It was 9-8.
That's correct.
And that goal's got to come back. The scoreboard says 11.
Points for Tria, number 95, Vinny Lettieri.
Oh, it was Tria. I'm on the wrong bench here. It was a double goal. Oh, Ben's on the. I thought. Okay, the leading team flipped the switch. There's Joey Miller. What a beautiful goal! And they had the hot puck lamp on right when Miller got the puck. That should count down. Now it's 11 to pandemonium. 4.5 minutes to go. 11-10 is your score. Both teams with over a minute and 20 of hot puck time left. Jay, don't go anywhere. This one's going to be a wild finish.
I like it.
So this is the Anderson group trailing by 1. 11-10 on the board. Those last 2 goals counted double. Reinke, Schmidt. This is Lettieri down low. Oh, what a shot by Reinke. Somehow that one gets up over the goaltender's shoulder under the bar. Hits top twine. 13-10 the score.
Great pass by Lettieri right across the slot.
He's got at least 3 apples. I know a couple of them he took shots or were rebounds. I'm going to go with 4 assists and 2 goals. Does that sound about right?
Sounds right about right.
Assistant number 95, Vinny Lettieri, and number 23, Nick Sweeney.
This is Register. Passing it down low. Puck turns over.
He's out.
Lettieri. Lettieri's loose.
Here we go. Oh, just missed left.
Shot goes wide. 30 seconds to go in the Tria hot puck time. 50 seconds to go in the Anderson group. This is Nelson. Dangerous always. Poked away. Nice play by Reinke. Sweeney. Neutral zone. Blue line. Red line. Blue line. Oh, nice pass down low for Reinke. Up over the bar. He chips it. Play continues. So that's going to do it. The hot puck time has expired for Tria in 4-3-2-1. And now it's the Anderson group with 25 seconds of hot puck. Nelson! What a dart. Oh, Jay. Both teams have scored 2 goals on the hot puck. So the net effect, here we are, 3 minutes to go. Still a 1-goal game. 13-12 on the board. Still 20 seconds of hot puck time for Anderson group. Nelson from Bowlby. Puck bounces to Bowlby. He tries to hit Riley. Riley on the give back. Bowlby on the bounce. Unable to get there before Comances. Okay, now things settle down. No more hot puck time. 2.5 to go. Justin Hall. They work the perimeter. This is Odie and Tufto. Back out top to Hall. Perbix and Bowlby. Perbix calls for it. Back out top, Justin Hall. Little pause. He swings into the slot area. It's Tufto. Couldn't quite get that pass over to Bowlby. 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Perbix. Bowlby. Oh, we're tied. Bowlby from Perbix. Wow.
Nice pass out front from Perbix to Bowlby. Just buried it, lower left.
Well, and help me understand. How does Bowlby get open in that? Like, he's in the low to mid slot, right in front, parked. Like, that's a good goal scorer's area. Is it just so much different 4-on-4 versus 5-on-5 that there's nobody to mark him?
Yeah, and the fact that no one's hitting each other and cross-checking each other in the crease like they do in the regular season, it's a little bit easier, it looks like.
Tufto, Bowlby, oh, denied. What a huge save by Jake Seibel. We're headed the other way. Fogarty hits Chesley. This one's deflected up onto the bench. 1 minute, 35 seconds to go. And, as mentioned, in the last couple minutes, if it is a close game, they will stop the clock. They are stopping the clock. Minute 35. All right, Schmidt gains the zone. Pass for Coop Miners. Run down to the corner by Reinke.
Jim Carroll trying to get the crowd fired up.
He's the hype man. Tufto. Becker, everybody's on sides. Neither team going to pull the goalie. We are tied. That'll change if either scores. Reinke, Coop Miners. And it's very important for both of these teams that they win. If you lose this one, you need to win next week and get some help. These are two of the bottom teams in the standings. 1 minute remaining. 1 minute remaining in regulation. This is Anderson Group working the perimeter. Tufto trying to find someone to pass to. He hits Justin Hall. They work the perimeter. Played over to Becker. Tufto, Becker, Donahue. And Justin Hall, the puck carrier. 45 seconds to go.
Might have been our first body check by Schmidt.
And it's actually our first dead puck in the corner where there was a scrum. We don't really see a lot of those. This is Tufto. If nothing else, they're going to run out the clock and get to the shootout. They still maintain the zone. Puck turns over. I spoke too quickly. This is Nate Schmidt. Makes an exit drop pass, a zone exit drop pass to Coop Miners. And these guys are so smart about knowing where each other are. 10 seconds to go. And Lettieri busts toward the goal. Keep an eye on the green helmet. He's out of the corner. Knotted up with Hall. And what a nice play by Adam Guyon to get a stick on it. That's going to do it, folks, for regulation time. 13-13 the score. We're headed to the shootout. Jay Moore, have you ever seen a shootout in DBL action?
I have not seen one.
You're in for a treat. This is what I call the popcorn shootout. Just imagine you got a whole bunch of kernels and you're wondering which one's going to pop. Kind of the same thing here. Both teams, three pucks lined up. You have to score 3 goals, and we don't take turns. They go simultaneously. Let's take a look at the crew. We got Bridget LaFontaine. We got Chan King. They're the camera people. They got their work cut out for them. Our producer, our director, Ray Flint, he's got his work cut out for him. Amanda, the replays, she's like, I'm not going to do anything until this thing's over, but then I got to replay the final game-winning goal. This is interesting. The last shootout we had, Jay, ended in 4 shots. That's pretty quick because you got to score 3 times. Huge pressure on Jake Seibel to my right, Adam Guyon to my left. These are hard to announce, but they're a lot of fun, so we'll do our best. How about this? I'll take the the Anderson shooters, and you take the Tria shooters. Sound good?
Yep.
Anderson shooter here is Brock Nelson. Brock Nelson denied. Huge save by Jake Seibel. Next shooter up.
Here comes Vinny.
Bolby, backhand, denied. Seibel save.
Vinny
So-
was denied.
I got donuts. No goals, 2 shooters. Oh, I'm sorry. That was Mike Riley. This is Odin Tufto. Tufto lights the lamp. Tufto's got.
Just scored.
Okay, Tufto's got 1, but Bolby's denied. We go to shooter 5. Only 1 goal so far for Anderson.
Reinke was just denied.
Jack Becker off the glass. Goaltender position. Shot goes high.
Comes Schmidt. He hit the post.
This is
No goal.
Joey Miller. Joey Miller, top corner. That's 2 goals for Anderson. They can get a much-needed win if Perbick scores. Huge save by Seibel. Justin Hall with a chance to walk it off. Send them home. Oh, Justin Hall with the shootout winner. Forehand, backhand, shovel shot, shelf. Justin Hall sends them home. Anderson wins again in thrilling fashion. They're not out of it yet. They're fighting for their playoff lives, and this brings them up into at least the middle of the pack after tonight. Wowza.
Let's give it up for Brock Nelson. He's going to sign a biscuit, check out the crowd, and then you're a winner of Bernatello's Pizza.
So Brock Nelson is the hot puck, the Bernatello's player of the game. Jay, they don't get any better than that.
Oh, that was right to the end. That was a great game.
So let's
13.
Let's recap. It was 3-1 with 3 seconds to go in the first half, and then something happened. There was a goal at the horn. Next thing you know, back and forth, faster than a goal a minute pace. A little bit of a lull. Then we get the coaches flipping on the switch for Zahat puck. Both teams scored 2 hot puck goals. There were 4 hot puck goals in total. That's a season high, and it came down to a tie, and we went to shootout, and that was just a thriller with Anderson ultimately getting the win over Tria. What a treat.
Yeah, it was great.
So we're going to catch our breath, be back in 15 minutes with Game 2 on the evening. You don't want to miss it. For the crew, Chan Kang, Bridget LaFontaine on the cameras, Amanda Flint, replay, and our director, Ray Flint, in the booth with me, guest analyst, Jay Moore. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's John Conley with Flo.